with a series of computer organization and architecture. Today we will be discussing the addition and subtraction algorithms of floating point arithmetic operations. So there are 4 steps which are to be followed sequentially. The first one is check for zeros. Why we are checking for zeros is A and B. Suppose we are adding or subtracting A and B. Then we have to check whether A and B are 0 or not. Because the reason for checking for zeros is the zeros can never be normalized. If we are trying to normalize the zero, either we shift it to the right or shift it to the left to bring the decimal point to the required position, it will always go into an infinite loop. So there may be problems for normalizing of zero and the results will not be attained. Hence, we have to first check whether A or B is a zero in the case of A plus minus B. So the next step is align the mantissas. Why we align the mantissas? We know we have been doing addition and subtraction for floating point numbers, and whenever we have two numbers which does not have their 0.6 into 10 to the power 3, and suppose we have to add 0.2 into 10 to the power 5, then we know why we align the mantissas is because we have to bring this exponent to a common value and then only we can add or subtract the mantissas. So bringing this exponents to a common value is called aligning the mantissas. And then we apply the procedure for addition and subtraction of mantissas as we have been doing addition and subtraction of fixed point numbers, and after the addition we get the result in the accumulator register and that result has to be normalized. Every intermediate result has to be normalized. So the fourth step is to normalize the result which has been obtained from addition or subtraction. So we'll go stepwise. First step is checking for zero. So for when we say check for zero, the procedure what we apply, we are having A plus minus B. Our concept is for adding A plus minus B. So first we check if B is 0. If B is 0, then in that case, what will happen? We are already having the result A in AC register. So we don't have to do anything. We just go to the end of the algorithm. So we first check B is equal to 0, then do nothing, go to the end of the algorithm. If now in the case B is not equal to 0 and A is 0, then what we have to do? If A is 0, then our equation becomes 0 plus minus B. So what we have to store in the result, in the case of addition, we have to store plus B as the result, and in the case of subtraction, we have to store minus B as the result. So what we will be doing for A plus minus B in the case of A is equal to 0 is we have to store B in the accumulator register, because accumulator register stores the result. A is 0, A plus minus B will result in plus B or minus B as the result. So the algorithm shows we are storing BR, the content of BR into AC register, and depending on the operation, if the operation is add, we have to store plus B in accumulator register, so no need of changing the sign. But in the case of subtraction, what happens? We have to store minus B, and that is why if it is the case of subtraction, then we store the complement of AS into AS, and that is the algorithm for addition and subtraction, the first step, that is check for 0. What we are checking? First we check B 0 and next we check A 0. Now we further go into alignment of the matrices if both A and B are not 0. So we check now for aligning the matrices. We have checked A and B to be zeros. If they are not 0, then we'll come to this step. Now, for this step, what we are doing is aligning the matrices. As I have told you, suppose our number is 0.6 into 10 to the power 3 and it is 0.2 into 10 to the power 5. We have named it as A and B. So, aligning the matrices means we have to make the values common, as 3 has to be changed to 5 or 5 has to be changed to 3. Anyway, we have to bring it to a common value. So either we change this 3 to 5 or we change 5 to 3. So we have to take a common procedure. What we check here? We check for the similarity of the exponents which are mentioned in small a and small b. We check for comparison of a, small a and small b. And now we have formed a common opinion that if it can be A is greater than B or A is less than B. If A is equal to B, then not to consider, because we can directly add or subtract the matrices. So we are checking now for A is greater than B or A is less than B. Two considerations we have. In both the cases, what we are doing is we are only trying to make the smaller one as the larger exponent. We are not doing once shifting left or shifting right or anything. What we are checking, if A, this is small a, now in our case 3 is equal to small a and this is small b. 5 is small b. Okay, so what we are checking, if A is greater than B, then we will be shift right, going for shift right B. But in our case, B is greater than A. So let's see, we have A is less than B. We have A is less than B. Then what we have to do? Shift right A, shift right A. So we have 0.06 into 10 to the power 4. 10 to the power 4. This way it will be incrementing. A is shifted right once and small a is A plus 1, which shows that your number 0.6 into 10 to the power 3 is converted to 0.06 into 10 to the power 4. And when we go for again for checking A and B, then again we see that A is smaller than B. So your number again will be converted to 0.006 into 10 to the power 5. We all know these conversions we have been doing, but just to explain this procedure of aligning the matrices, how we are doing it in the algorithm, that is shift right, capital A, that is the matrices, and we are incrementing the exponent by 1. A is small a plus 1. So that goes same way it goes for if the exponent of A is greater, then we are making it. In any of the case, we are bringing it to the greater number. Like we are having the value of exponent as 3 and 5 here. तो हम क्या कर रहे हैं उसको 5 में लेके आ रहे हैं. वैसे यदि उल्टा होगा, A का वैल्यू ज्यादा होगा, B का कम होगा, तो हम क्या करेंगे, उसको भी हम ग्रेटर वैल्यू में लेके आएंगे. Okay, fine. So both the ways we are aligning the matrices in such a form that it is coming to a greater value. First, only by checking. What we are checking? Small a is greater than small b or small a is less than small b. If small a is equal to small b, then we have to do nothing, no shift right and no exponent increment. Just we have to go to the next step, that is addition or subtraction of matrices. Now see the floating point addition and subtraction. Now the third step, that is addition or subtraction of matrices. We have already discussed this in float fixed point addition subtraction. It's the same as fixed point addition subtraction algorithm. What we do, we have to check, because it is for sign magnitude operations, we have to check the sign of, sign of A and B, because we know that depending on the sign of A and B, like if it is plus A plus B will be an addition operation. But if it is plus A plus minus B, the mantisas has to be subtraction. It will be a subtraction. So depending on this addition operation and the signs of A and B, it depends whether we have to add the magnitudes or whether we have to subtract the magnitudes. So in the case of addition, if XOR of AS and BS is 0, then we go for an addition of magnitudes, and if their signs are different in the case of addition operation, we go for subtraction of magnitudes. So this algorithm is same as for fixed point algorithm. So same way for subtraction, if the XOR of AS and BS are different, we go for addition, and if they are same, we go for subtraction. And then after addition, if there is an overflow, we have to store that overflow. Means when you are doing this addition operation and you are getting an overflow, E you are getting, that means what? Whatever value is there in A is having this value and E is having one value. There is an overflow, means in the case of binary, we will have a 1 in E. If there is an overflow in the case of addition, we have to keep that overflow. So what we have to do with the result is, we will have to normalize the result after the addition operation. Okay, so this E has to be recorded. This E has to be recorded. But now, what is the case of A minus B? You are doing the subtraction of the magnitudes and you are getting an E. There is an overflow. Then we know, we have discussed in fixed point algorithms, that if E is 1 in the case of subtraction, then we have to do nothing with the result. Just we have to discard the carry and store the result in AC as it is. But if there is no carry in the case of subtraction, E is 0, then what we have to do is, we have to take the 2's complement of the result, store that 2's complement, and we have to negate. We have to add a minus operator before the result. So that is what we do in the case of subtraction. So in the case of subtraction, we are dealing, you see, if E is equal to 1, you see in the algorithm, if E is equal to 1, after subtraction, A is A plus B bar plus 1. If E is equal to 1, then what we are doing, we are going to store the result in A. If E is equal to 0, we are doing 2's complement, A bar plus 1 is stored in A, and we are negating the sign of A, the result. Okay, that is because in the case of subtraction, if there is a carry, discard that carry and store the result. If there is no carry, then 2's complement of the number is stored as the result. And we know that in the case of fixed point also, all this algorithm for addition and subtraction of mantissa is the same as that of fixed point addition and subtraction of sign magnitude numbers. Now, once we have got the result, either in the case of addition or in the case of subtraction, we have to normalize the result. So, whatever we are getting in A, what we do is, in the case of addition, we have to shift the A shift. And in the case of addition, if E is equal to 1, we have to shift right A, because this E has to be brought into the result. E is equal to 1. That is the overflow of the addition and has to be recorded. It cannot be left out. So we will be doing the normalization, saying shift right A and small a is A plus 1. A1 is being given the value of E. So this is the process which we do in the case of addition. And what is in the case of subtraction? We will check if E is equal to 1, we will check for A. If A is equal to 0, then AC is made as 0 and we end the algorithm. If A is not equal to 0, in the case of subtraction, if A is not equal to 0, what we have to do is normalize the result. So we check for A1. If A1 is 1, we will end, and if A1 is 0, then again we will have to do shift left A and small a is A plus 1. So this is the complete algorithm. I'll show you now all the 4 steps of check for 0, then align the mantissa, and then addition of subtraction of mantissa and normalization. This is the whole algorithm for addition and subtraction of floating point numbers. So for this algorithm, we have to follow sequentially 4 steps and the results will be stored in accumulator register. The result is stored in accumulator register, sign is stored in AS register, and the operands are stored in AC and BR registers. So 4 steps what we follow are, we have seen sequentially. 1, first we check for zeros, that also first we check for B, the operand B is 0 or not, then we check for operand A is 0 or not, and then we align the mantissas, both the exponents are brought to the same value, and then we add or subtract the mantissas, and then after that normalize the result, and that result is the final addition of A and B. So that is all about addition and subtraction of floating point numbers in the arithmetic and logical unit. Thank you.